Ladies and gentlemen, there's an old saying in the legal profession that if you want to defend your client and you have the law, you argue the law. If you have the facts, you argue the facts. And if you have neither, you stomp your fist, you raise your voice, and you insult your opponent. That is essentially what Moist Critical did here. It is a 17-minute and 57-second tantrum from this person that wanted to escalate things to a level that I don't even understand where it comes from. We disagree on an employee and customer interaction. And you incorrectly assumed that this person was being given a special exception every time they went there, when I proved by actually going to McDonald's and using the app and going through the drive-thru and going in person that you can order whipped cream as a side. They charge you 80 cents for it. It comes in the little sundae cup, the translucent one. So the foundational argument that you had for why this employee was right and why the customer was wrong is eroded, evaporated. It's gone. You have no leg to stand on. This employee was in the wrong. No matter what you say from this point on, it doesn't change the fact. You could call me a troglodyte, a moron, an idiot, an imbecile. You could question my morals, question my ethics, question my business acumen. It doesn't change a goddamn thing. Because in the end, the only thing that matters is that I'm right. I am correct on this. That's it. All the other stuff is just you distracting from the fact that you have no leg to stand on. And you did this, and I'm not going to play armchair psychologist, but you did this because you wanted an easy win. You admitted as much in your video. You wanted an easy win. You thought, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to be able to virtue signal on this, tell people how great a person I am, and they're all going to agree with me and give me back pats, and this is going to be one big circle jerk. And Big Bad Fan Advocacy Network comes on and says, well, I have a different opinion. I think actually this, and this. And I articulate my point. And instead of saying, well, I disagree with that, or, I don't know, maybe contacting me in DMs for clarification, or doing any number of things. You know, my Twitter is open. You could have sent me a tweet. Instead of doing that, you do a response video to call me out, to insult me over something where you're wrong. Now, maybe the fault is with me. Maybe I didn't articulate why you were wrong clearly enough. But I even did a follow-up video. I did 2 videos on this. A topic that, people from your comment section, Critical, are coming to my video and saying, oh, look at all this clout. Dude, it was a video about pop cups and whipped cream. There was no clout. There's no one else who would want to possibly view that. That's not a clout video. That's me seeing something that you said that was wrong and replying. The only thing is, Critical, you don't like it when I'm doing what you do to this person, this customer. I'm just doing it to you. And you don't like it. That's all. That's all this is. You wanted a moment of catharsis with your audience to pretend to be morally and intellectually superior. You wanted to tear somebody down in order to feel better about yourself, which is fine. Your audience obviously loves that. They want to feel better about themselves. Based on the comments that I'm getting, they definitely need it. Because holy shit. Critical, I know you're not as stupid as the people that are leaving comments in my comment section. I know that you would be embarrassed by some of the comments that I've gotten. Trust me. And I don't hold it against you. But for you to make a 17-minute video calling me an idiot, calling me stupid, a troglodyte, immoral, bad, evil because we disagree on such an innocuous issue, it just reveals that you're immature. And you don't have the cognitive ability to be able to back up what you're talking about. You don't have the curiosity. You just want a video shitting on somebody for catharsis. You know you're going to get millions of views. People are going to blow smoke up your asshole. And that's fine. You walk away. But here's the problem. You did a video about me and insulted me, but you didn't know me. And you don't know that I don't give a shit who you are, or how big you are, or how many fans you have, or what you say. It's sort of like that one moment where you decide to, bark up the wrong tree. Now, all I'm saying here is that in every fundamental way, in that video, You were wrong. Now, the irony is, I agree with you on a lot of other stuff. But you wouldn't know that because you don't know me. You don't know my channel. You don't know what I do. But you took the time to just excoriate me in that way with no research, no thought really put into it, just a haphazard dislike of something that I said about you that obviously triggered you. You said that you grew up learning most of what you learned on Reddit. I can believe it based on this response. There's no tact or intelligence in this at all. I think the employee was wrong. Because the employee is a reflection of the company. Whatever you may think of McDonald's, that they're a shit slop tier company, that they're garbage, I mean, absolutely, you could be true. You could absolutely be right. But it doesn't change the fact that when you put on a uniform and you reflect a brand, it doesn't change the fact that if an employee comes with a very reasonable, simple request, if you, in the process of that interaction where the customer hasn't yelled at you, not really, they're not berating you or cursing at you or using slurs or treating you in a way that any person could reasonably say was harassment or disrespect, if you elevate to questioning them or, how dare you, or I'm going to call the cops, that is a failure on the leadership. That is a failure on the employee because they should be trained better and how to deal with customers. Because that customer is probably one of the most benign that I've seen, but you tried to elevate it into something that it wasn't. That this guy is a moron. And at a certain point, he gets pissed, he goes too far, he stops, he doesn't leave. That's wrong. He should have left. But he got irritated, like most people would, if you are in an interaction and randomly somebody goes, I'm going to call the cops. There's something in that, in the confrontational aspect in human beings, where some people are not just going to just immediately leave. They're going to be incredulous. Now, you can say that that's wrong, that's dumb. I would agree in some cases. But the fact is, the employee should never have gotten that far because that is a sign of poor leadership. That is a sign of a bad employee who isn't trained properly to deal with this. Because the appropriate thing to do is to find a way to de-escalate the situation and do it in a way that is advantageous for the brand. Now, to end things, because I don't want to go too long on this, you seriously didn't understand what I was talking about with advertising. And I find that to be remarkable, honestly. What I was saying, and I will reiterate it again, but I'll use smaller words so you'll be able to understand. It doesn't matter if dogs are allowed at McDonald's. It doesn't matter if dogs are allowed in fast food or not. Most of them are not. People like dogs. People like puppies. You don't want to be associated with somebody or something or be the brand that doesn't like dogs, that doesn't like puppies, even though they're not allowed at McDonald's. The public relations of that is bad. If you can't understand that basic concept, I don't know what to tell you. Because in a situation like that, all it would take would be a Wendy's to capitalize on a story like that if it ever got big enough to start trending. And them say, we at Wendy's love your dogs. Take a picture of your dog eating, a piece of, Wendy's beef. Or I don't know if the dogs can, eat the vanilla Frosties. But you get my point. The fact of the matter is that from an advertising perspective, the perception of not being friendly to dogs is a negative one. Even if dogs aren't allowed in there, you don't want to broadcast that through the internet. And we're talking about this because this employee made a mistake. She could have handled this in a way that changed everything. Imagine this, Critical. I want you to put on your thinking cap for a moment. Imagine that she had handled this differently. Imagine if she had given him the whipped cream, charged him 80 cents, as is normal, and sent him on his way. Or engaged with it more tactfully. Instead of threatening to call the cops, actually put on a little bit of a show and said, look, we apologize. Our ice cream machine and our whipped cream machine isn't working right now. We appreciate your business. Anything would have been better than what she did. You want to diffuse and de-escalate while leaving the customer happy so that they come back. You want the brand looking good at the end of it. But apparently you can't understand that. And you think that I'm the dumb one. Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Well, anyway, I don't want to take up too much more time. Could never have imagined this happened. Oh, maybe I should look at some of the comments. Because comments have been pouring in from fans of Moist Critical. Some of them have been all right, but some of them have really, really been quite interesting. Let's see. Oh boy. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's not the can of worms I want to open on this video. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that because there's a lot of them, and yeah, maybe this video will be more family friendly a little bit. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely appreciate you at least watching the video and giving me a chance to explain myself. Truth be told, I don't hold anything against people who insult me this way. It's not personal. Maybe it's personal for him. It's not personal for me. I don't take any of these personally, because how can you take something personally from somebody who doesn't know you? Even though Most Critical felt comfortable to disparage me, insult me, belittle me on his massive channel, that's fine. That's his prerogative. He can do what he wants. I'm going to stick to trying to argue the merits of whatever topic I talk about and try to make as many teachable moments as I can. If you like my content and what I do, you can consider subscribing. If you hate me now because Moist Critical called me out and you want to be a little lemming and be a little drone, you can leave a dislike. You can leave a negative comment, like these comments that are coming in. The only thing that I ask is if you leave a negative, disparaging comment, at least have something interesting or new or creative, and maybe like add a little flair about like why you really think I'm wrong, like articulating it in a way that is coherent. Maybe try to pick up your grammar a little bit, because reading some of those other comments that I did on the video, that was tough. Okay, pick up your game a little bit. Anyway, quite enjoyable, very funny, and I can't wait to see all the different stuff that's going to come from this. Great. All right, have a great night. See you next time.